Hi there. It's a beautiful day in the neighbor pool. A beautiful day to be Deadpool. It's story time. Story time. Ah. Thank you. Oh, shucks. We got any fans of Mr. Rogers out there? All right. I'm a pretty big fan of Captain America myself. Oh, so many beautiful shining faces out there. Well, as you already know, I'm Earth's mightiest Deadpool. Are you all ready for story time? Yeah! Now that guy in the Deadpool mask over there is ready for story time? Yeah, That's right. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're ready for story time, because I certainly have a story to tell. Gosh, I love to talk. Today's story is a beloved bedtime classic, mashed up with a very profitable licensing agreement. You guessed it, it's Cinderpool. Oh, we got some fans of Cinderpool out there. All right, very good. Just remember, no spoilers, all right? All right, that doesn't work. All right, no matter. Look at these adorable pictures, by the way. Look how cute Dogpool is, huh? Little Mary Poppins over here. Thank you for cheering. I scribbled these myself. Once upon a time. You know what? It just feels wrong when I'm doing it with myself. Why don't we all say it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time. See, wasn't that so much more fun and interactive when we're all in this together? For those of you that didn't participate, get your head in the game! Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, upon that time, once, Cinderpool lived in a big mansion with his shiny-headed step-professor and a bunch of hideous step-mutants. The biggest one, Colossus, was always making up stupid rules that no one cared about. Like, please stop labeling other people's food in the fridge with your own initials, and for the love of Feige, stop hanging your underwear from the ceiling fan. I know, kid, I never understood that rule. Anyway, the main step mutant, in addition to Colossus, was Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Yeah, a couple fans out there. Such a cool name, right? She was always just texting and rolling her eyes. They were both super jealous because Cinderpool had a much, and I mean much, larger fan base. Yeah, they don't call this story time with Colossus now, do they? One day, an expendable non-union extra came running across the mansion grounds, screaming. King Thanos was planning the biggest battle of Phase 3. The last truly relevant phase. Cinderpool desperately wanted to go to the big battle, but Colossus said, no. Too dangerous. Cinderpool don't know how to be part of team. And then Colossus ripped up Cinderpool's nicest costume before Negasonic Teenage Warhead, again, such a cool name, made it explode into 1,000,000 pieces with her mind powers. And then popped her gum. Oh, so Gen Z. On fleek, Sigma, no cap. Cinderpool was very bummed and felt very vulnerable and exposed. Minus 100,000 aura, as Negasonic would say. Yeah, that's right. He ran out onto the mansion grounds, stumbling for dramatic effect. Oh, hello there, camera. When suddenly, out of nowhere, a big, strange, sparkly circle appeared. And from out of that big, strange, sparkly circle walked out Cinderpool's very hairy god mutant, Wolverine! All right, Logie Bear, come on now. You have to actually step through the big, strange, sparkly circle. Otherwise, the audience isn't going to know that you're here yet. Yes! Hey, where's your matching cardigan, by the way? I made it just for you.
I shredded that.
Oh, wow, that's not very demure of you, Wolvie. Not very mindful at all. That's okay. We'll get started anyway. Oh, very hairy god mutant Wolverine. I desperately want to go to the big battle, but my mean step mutants destroyed my costume.
Shut up!
Growled Wolverine lovingly.
What?
Well, I have to go to the big battle. I don't have a costume.
So get another costume then. And stop writing me into these stories.
Okay. Well, after that very sage and somewhat Australian advice, Cinderpool headed off to the wardrobe department to get a freshly laundered costume, and then went to the big battle. Cinderpool missed most of it, though, because he stopped for some delicious chimichangas along the way. Yeah, you know, priorities. But rest assured, when Cinderpool got there, the Avengers were still winning. Captain America looked so cool and so ruggedly handsome in those pants. And meanwhile, Cinderpool's fairy hairy god mutant Wolverine was...
I'm going to Pim's.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, Pim's Test Kitchen, yeah, that honestly checks out. That's all right, I don't think we really had the rights to him at that point anyway. Well, anyway, as the aliens were finally fleeing away in defeat, Cinderpool saw something on the steps of one of the spaceships. It was a single glove. High five, child. There we go. Wow, this glove was so fancy. Big and gold with beautiful jewels. I think there were 6 of them, not that that's really relevant information. I wonder who this fits, thought Cinderpool before trying it on. After some clicking, whizzing, and whirring, it adjusted right to Cinderpool's arm. Then, out of nowhere, Iron Man came flying in, screaming, saying, "Hey, take that off. This is my sacrifice to make, all right? I really don't want to be Iron Man until I'm 90. In fact, I would rather be doomed than be Iron Man again. Doomed, I tell you. But trust me, I'm just as confused as you are." And then other, much less relevant Avengers came running in too, saying things like, "Put that down, it's not a toy, whatever you do, do not snap." So obviously Cinderpool snapped. Right, kid? Yeah, he snapped a punch, both physically and mentally. Then the weirdest thing happened. It was probably unrelated to Cinderpool's actions, but half of everyone kept disappearing and then reappearing and then disappearing again. So many people were crying. Tony said "I love you" like 3,000 times. It was a real mush fest. But rest assured, everyone did come back. Except for those that text and call during a movie theater experience. We didn't want them back. But everyone else did. But then the Avengers tackled Cinderpool, ripped off his new favorite glove, and then when they went on to remake the movie, they CGI'd Tony's head onto Cinderpool's majestic body, and it went on to become the most profitable film of the Feige Cinematic Universe. The FCU, as I like to call it. I know, I'm still workshopping that acronym. I feel like there's just one too many letters. Well, anyway, everything honestly worked out for Cinderpool, because Cinderpool went on to start his own, even more successful franchise, yeah! That's right. Yeah, thank you. So successful, in fact, that Cinderpool was eventually invited to be part of the Avengers Endgame 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, in theaters at some point. Well, anyway, that's the end. Game, as they say. It kind of sounded like fake laughter. I practiced that joke in the shower all morning. You couldn't laugh a little harder than that? Oh, okay, well, that's actually a little bit too much. Well, thank you all for coming to another illustrious story time with your new favorite Disney princess, Deadpool. But right now, farewell, my child.